You're in a relationship that feels deeper than anything you've ever known. A connection that seems written in the stars. But there's one number you can't ignore. The years between you. Your friends don't get it. Your family is worried. And sometimes, even you wonder if this age gap is a cosmic oversight. What if it's not? What if that gap is actually by design? A specific challenge crafted to unlock a level of love you couldn't find any other way? If you've ever felt judged or insecure about the years separating you and your twin flame, stay right here. In this video, we're not just going to talk about the problem. We're going to decode its divine purpose and give you the framework to turn your greatest challenge into your greatest strength. The sting nobody warns you about. Let's be honest. A significant age gap in a twin flame relationship is incredibly common. But that doesn't make it easy. The first sting is public. You walk into a room together and feel the energy shift. People do a double take, their brains short-circuiting as they try to file you away into a neat category. You're not just a couple. You're a curiosity. You catch the whispers, the assumptions about money, labeling one of you a sugar daddy or a gold digger. It's a humiliating feeling that can turn a simple date night into a defensive ordeal, forcing you to create distance just to escape the silent public tribunal. Then comes the sting from those who are supposed to love you most, your family. Holiday gatherings become gauntlets of interrogation. A well-meaning aunt pulls you aside asking, "But what will you have in common in 20 years when you want to travel?" And he needs a hip replacement. Your partner's parents might treat you like a temporary phase, while your own parents sit you down for a serious talk. Their fear painting your profound connection as a logistical nightmare. They see spreadsheets and timelines. You see the other half of your soul. The disconnect is agonizing. The most relentless sting, however, is the internal one, the daily friction of the life stage mismatch. This isn't just about different pop culture references. It's a fundamental difference in daily reality. One of you is navigating career promotions and saving for a down payment, while the other is thinking about retirement portfolios and their parents' declining health. One partner's friends are having babies. The others are becoming grandparents. You can live in the same house but exist in different worlds. These aren't just quirks. They are constant, grinding reminders of the years between you, creating pockets of profound loneliness even when you're together. Asanna. The mirror. Nobody ordered. All that external judgment is loud, but it's only amplifying the fears already screaming inside your own head. The age gap becomes a giant, unflattering mirror, forcing you to confront your deepest insecurities. The younger twin is often plagued by a specific anxiety. Am I just a placeholder to make them feel young? What happens when my youth fades? In 10 years, will they want someone who shares their history? Am I mature enough to truly meet them where they are? This fear of being a temporary novelty can lead to overcompensation, trying to act older and more worldly, and sacrificing your authentic self in the process. The older twin faces an equally terrifying reflection. You look at your vibrant partner, and a cold dread washes over you. What happens when they hit their prime and I'm starting to slow down? Will I become a burden instead of a partner? Will they grow to resent caring for me, feeling like they missed out? This fear of becoming irrelevant can make you guarded or clingy. Both actions driven by the same deep-seated terror of abandonment. These fears feel intensely personal. but they are the universal programming of the ego, the social conditioning that insists love must be neat and symmetrical. The twin flame connection throws a Molotov cocktail into that tidy little box. It forces you to see the truth. Your soul's connection is real, but your human ego is scared to death. And that is precisely the point. The relationship isn't designed to be comfortable for your ego. It's designed to dismantle it. For divine purposes hidden in plain sight. The universe is not clumsy. It didn't make a clerical error on your soul contracts. That age gap, the very thing causing so much pain, is a core part of your spiritual curriculum, shattering social and personal conditioning. Every judgmental stare and intrusive question is a divine opportunity. Society has fed us a narrow script for what love is supposed to look like. This relationship forces you to rip that script to shreds. When you stand together confidently in the face of disapproval, you are performing a sacred act of rebellion. You are living proof that love is not a demographic. It's an energetic resonance. You learn to anchor your self-worth not in social approval, but in the unwavering truth of your own heart. The alchemy of complementary energies. Think of it this way. The younger twin often brings the rocket fuel, raw potential, unbridled passion, and a vibrant connection to the current cultural pulse. The older twin brings the guidance system, the wisdom of experience, emotional stability, and a deep perspective. One provides the container, the other provides the explosive, creative energy to fill it. When these energies merge, they create an alchemical blend of wisdom and wonder that is far more dynamic than the energy of two people at the exact same life stage. Fast-track karmic and emotional clearing. An age-gap twin flame relationship is a pressure cooker for spiritual growth, designed specifically to trigger your deepest wounds so they can finally be healed. Issues of control, mortality, codependency, and self-worth are brought to the surface with relentless intensity. In a more conventional relationship, these issues might fester for decades. Here, they are put on a bonfire. It's fast, it's intensely hot, and if you can withstand the heat, it is profoundly cleansing. Unconditional love. Boot camp. This is the final exam. The world will constantly give you superficial, logical reasons why your relationship shouldn't work. The age gap is a tangible, undeniable fact. And every single day, you are asked to look past that fact and see the soul standing in front of you. Every time you choose your person over the number, you are doing a rep in the gym of unconditional love. You strengthen the muscle that says, I choose your soul, period. The age gap is a persistent training exercise that forces you to love what is eternal over what is temporary. How to hold the line. When the world pushes back, pre-frame the narrative. You can't control what people think, but you can influence the story they tell themselves. Before walking into a social event, agree on a simple, powerful one-liner for the inevitable "How did you two meet?" question. Something like, "We were simply in the same place at the right time, and our souls recognized each other instantly." This isn't a lie, it's a redirection. It frames your connection on a higher plane, making follow-up questions about age seem petty and effectively shutting down nosy inquiries. Build your micro-community. You are not alone. Use the internet to find your tribe on platforms like Reddit or in private Facebook groups for age gap couples. These spaces provide invaluable support and validation. More importantly, seek out a mentor couple, a pair with a similar gap who are 10 or 15 years ahead of you on the journey. Seeing a real-life example of success provides a roadmap and tangible proof that a thriving future is possible. The weekly, ritualized reassurance. Unspoken resentment is the silent killer of relationships. Institute a simple, weekly State of the Union. Every Sunday, set aside 15 minutes with no distractions. Each person answers 2 prompts. One thing from the outside world related to our gap that bothered me this week, and one internal fear it poked inside me. The other partner's only job is to listen and mirror back what they heard. The goal isn't to solve the problem, but to ensure both partners feel heard and seen, preventing minor hurts from festering into major wounds. The myth of too late and too soon. Let's dismantle the biggest illusion tied to age, the idea of being on time. Society sells us a rigid timeline for life's milestones, but your soul operates on a cosmic calendar. The only age that truly matters is your soul's age, a measure of wisdom learned across lifetimes. There are 25-year-olds with the ancient wisdom of an old wizard and 60-year-olds who are like newborns, learning the basics of self-love. Your birth certificate is merely a wardrobe tag on the costume your soul is wearing for this performance. It tells you the manufacturing date of the costume, not the essence of the actor inside. To get caught up in numbers is to mistake the costume for the actor. Your job is to remember that you're not here to coordinate outfits. You're here for the play. If any of this is resonating with you, take a moment to hit that subscribe button. We release new videos every week that cut through the spiritual fluff to get to the real soul work. And drop your age gap in the comments below. Let's create a massive thread of evidence that proves true connection doesn't care about math. Practical tools for daily sanity, future self-visualization. Once a week, sit together and co-create a detailed vision of your life 10 years from now. Speak in the present tense, as if it has already happened. For example, it's a Tuesday morning. I'm 62, you're 40. I'm brewing coffee while you're laughing at the dog sprawled on the rug. We're mapping out our anniversary trip to Italy. This practice trains your subconscious brains to see the age gap as a dissolved issue, building a powerful shared vision that quiets present-day anxiety. Boundaries with boomers and zoomers. You need a clear strategy for handling age-shaming comments. Use a simple 3-strike policy. Strike 1. The first time, educate them gently but firmly. I know it might seem unusual, but our age difference is something we cherish. We'd appreciate your support. Strike 2. If it happens again, pivot the conversation immediately. Anyway, I was meaning to ask, how about those Yankees? Strike 3. If they persist, you physically leave the conversation. Protecting the sanctity of your relationship is not rude. It is sacred maintenance. The advantage appreciation list. You must actively rewire your brain to see the gap as a gift. Once a month, create a shared gratitude list specifically about the advantages of your age difference. The younger partner might write, "I'm grateful for your calm perspective that grounds me when I'm freaking out." The older partner might write, "Thank you for reintroducing me to the joy of live music." Reading these lists aloud to each other turns points of potential friction into points of celebrated connection. When the gap triggers the runner-chaser Dashachar dynamic. The age gap is a common trigger for the painful runner-chaser dynamic. Overwhelmed by fear, one partner runs. Terrified of abandonment, the other chases. The solution is a circuit breaker. A mutually agreed upon period of no contact, typically 30 days. This is not a punishment or a breakup. It's a detox for both partners to focus on themselves. During this time, write a daily letter from your soul's age, not your ego age. Ask, what does my soul truly need right now? When you reunite, don't debrief the entire time apart. Your gift to each other is the single most honest sentence you wrote. This collapses the drama back to soul-level truth, planning a shared future without losing your mind. Financial disparity is often a huge source of unspoken resentment. Address it head-on. Hire a fee-only financial planner. Be radically transparent about assets, debts, and goals. A mine, yours, and ours system often works best, with individual accounts plus a joint account for shared expenses. Critically, create an age gap bridge fund, a shared savings account specifically to bridge financial gaps caused by your age difference, like funding a partner's return to school or future care costs. Family planning or not. The question of children can feel like a ticking time bomb. Explore 3 potential paths with total honesty. Path 1. Biological children, which includes frank conversations with medical professionals. Path 2. Adoption or fostering, discussing how your age gap could be a unique strength. Path 3. A deliberately child-free life, consciously designing what a rich, meaningful life looks like for you both. Gathering information on all 3 roads will dissolve the fear that thrives in uncertainty. End-of-life logistics. This sounds morbid, but it is one of the most loving things you can do. Drafting wills, advance healthcare directives, and powers of attorney is the ultimate act of care. For the older partner, it provides peace of mind. For the younger, it removes the terrible burden of making impossible decisions under duress. Getting these uncomfortable conversations out of the way removes a massive baseline of dread from your day-to-day relationship. Let's circle back to the brutal truth. Yes, the world will judge you. Your families may never fully understand, but you didn't enter this connection for social approval. You are enrolled in one of Earth's most advanced courses, Mastering Unconditional Love in the Face of Persistent External Opposition. The age gap is not a design flaw. It is the core feature of the curriculum. It is the very thing that forces you to drop your ego, to release attachment to social norms, and to question every story you've been told about love. It forces you to look past the temporary costume of the body and choose, again and again, the eternal soul of the person before you. It is not an obstacle to your love. It is the very instrument designed to make that love unbreakable.